Sadly, Andor will not return for Season 3, despite creator Tony Gilroy originally pitching the show with more seasons in mind. When it was announced that Star Wars would produce a spin-off based on Rogue One, a Star Wars story, a prequel spin-off, no less, about a character who heroically died during the Rebellion's daring Death Star plans heist, many questioned the value it would bring to Star Wars' overall legacy. After all, the Empire's reign is one of the most well-documented periods in Star Wars history. Was there anything new to learn? Thankfully, Gilroy and his team were not to be deterred, and they created not only the first mature, adult-oriented Star Wars TV series, but also one of the most impactful Star Wars stories of all time. This series, about the cost of revolution and the dire consequences of oppression, is a masterclass in writing, production, acting, editing, and so much more. It's only normal to want a show this good to continue, but Andor Season 2 truly is the end. It wasn't always supposed to be, however. Gilroy understandably changed his mind during production for Season 1. Tony Gilroy originally approached Lucasfilm with a 5-season show. When Gilroy first approached Disney about Andor, he'd originally envisioned the show running for 5 seasons. Each season would consist of 12 episodes, structured much like Andor Season 1, covering a year in Cassian Andor's life and the Rebel Alliance's tentative growth. The final season would lead straight into the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, with Cassian heading to the rings of Kafrene to meet with an informant, with Rogue One set in 1BBY, the final year before the Battle of Yavin, when the first Death Star was destroyed in the original Star Wars movie. Gilroy's initial 5-season plan would have covered the last 5 years of Cassian Andor's life, from 5BBY to 1BBY. As we now know, the show still explores all those years, but Gilroy and star Diego Luna decided to approach the show's initial premise differently. Why Tony Gilroy cut Andor down to 2 seasons? In a 2024 interview with Empire magazine, Gilroy confessed that he felt somewhat trapped by his original concept while production was underway on Season 1. After realizing how daunting the task he'd laid out for himself truly was, he turned to Luna, and together, over a glass of scotch, they hatched a new plan: 2 seasons instead of 5. Of course, Andor's second and final season still covers the last 4 years of Cassian's life. Each 3-episode block skips ahead a year, focusing on a few key moments in his life and events of great importance to the galaxy and the creation of the rebellion, such as the Gorman massacre. There may be questions about what happened in the interim, but Star Wars has other means of bringing those stories to life. But it's not just about how much story they'd need to cover, but the practicality of producing a 5-season version of Andor, too. As Gilroy said, getting even these 2 seasons to air took over 5 years, partially because of the series' commendable dedication to practical effects, sets, and location shoots. Andor is also the most expensive Star Wars show ever produced. With its 2-season structure, Andor can at least go out on its own terms without forcing the cast and crew to burn out. Gilroy has fulfilled his original promise on a more intimate scale. Some of the actors are interested in Andor spin-offs. That's not to say that none of the actors involved have expressed interest or curiosity in potential Andor spin-offs. Star Audrey Arjona, who plays Bix Colleen, spoke to Variety about the potential for a spin-off in the future. "I feel like a big spin-off could be later in my career. I'm trying to give job security to myself in the future. I'm trying to elongate it. I got a tattoo for Bix. My makeup artist from the show did it in my trailer." The actress genuinely loves Bix's character, and there's still plenty we don't know about what she experienced between Seasons 1 and 2, and Season 2, Episodes 1 to 3, and 4 to 6. Diego Luna has similarly expressed an interest in exploring Bix and Cassian's year together between 4BBY and 3BBY, following Bix's traumatic encounter with an Imperial officer and Brasso's death. However, Luna also previously told people that knowing that Andor would only be 2 seasons was very important for his mental health. Though Andor may not feel like any other Star Wars project produced before, it's still a part of the galaxy far, far away, which means there are endless ways for Lucasfilm to continue Andor's legacy without the pressure of creating a new TV series. Books and comics have long been used to fill in the gaps in the Star Wars timeline. Andor Season 2's tightly plotted structure leaves plenty of room to explore more of Cassian's, Bix's, Mon Mothma's, Wilman's, Luthen's, and Clea's brave, terrifying lives.